guys, this is Christy Fulk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S. Well, today I'm here to tell you about my monthly online card club. This month I'm going to be featuring the Impressions Abloom bundle. It's a brand new bundle that just came out literally hours ago, and it's part of the online exclusives, and I'll show you that bundle here in just a minute. What my club is like, it is subscription-based, and the payments are done through PayPal, and you subscribe for $46 a month, and you can cancel anytime. But if you don't cancel, every 6 continuous months that you're a member, you'll get a bonus packet. And my bonus packet will include at least that month's card class at homes that I do once a month. You can learn more about that on my blog. That I actually have a playlist that has all of my past card class at home lives. I do that once a month on my weekly Tuesday lives, and you can just look up that playlist and you'll see how some of my past classes were. But you would get that and plus some other goodies that equal around $25 worth of product. So that's for if you stay 6 continuous months. But like I said, you can cancel anytime. But for the $46 this month, this is what they're going to get. I always come up with 4 card designs, and they get the card kits to make 2 of each design. I do the embossing for them and any die cutting done with a die set that's not part of the bundle. If it's die cutting that's done with the bundle, then they have to do it themselves. I do give them the cardstock to do that die cutting, though. And you can always substitute with another bundle if you don't want to use the one I'm using. So this is what they're going to get here. They are also going to get a full pack. This is not full. I'll go ahead and open this up so you can see what they all look like. But these are brand new too. This is a Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink Gems. This is actually part of the Floral Impressions suite. The bundle, the paper, and the ephemera pack. I can never say that right. That I'll show you here in just a minute. But they will get a full pack of these. This one, of course, is mine, so it's got some missing. Here is the ephemera pack I was telling you about. So let me see if I can get this open. They get 2 of each in the pack. So let me find full sheets here because you can tell I've used some of these up for the cards I'm doing here. So there's this one. So they get 2 each of that one. And that one I didn't use on the cards. So they will have extras when they're done making the cards. And they'll have 2 each of these and 2 each of these. So that is what they will get in their kit. So that's a full pack of that. And they will also get 1 sheet of our masking paper because we're going to do a little technique with the masking paper. So they'll get 1 sheet of that. And then they will also get a half pack of the new Floral Impressions Designer Series paper. And I'll call it DSP from here on out. So let me move these things over a little bit. I'm going to do it like this so you can definitely see. Well, actually it looks a little better this way, doesn't it? But it is a 12 by 6 piece. And it's 2 of each design, double-sided design. So we've got this one. And this is actually 1 sheet right here. So what I will do when I cut it in half, I will make sure you get both sides since they both look totally different. But there's this side and here. Then we've got, let me get these stacked up a little better again. These 2 here, that's the one side and there's the other side. This paper is so pretty. I love it. Then we've got this one here. Our paper just seems to get better every year. Then we've got this one. I love the colors too. Then there's this one, and here's the other side to that one. And we've got this one, so there's 6 double-sided designs. And, oh, there we go. There's the other side to that one. And then we've got this one. I love the purples in this one and that design. And like I said, my club members will have plenty of this paper left over when they're done making their cards. So they get that half pack of the DSP, that sheet of masking paper, see what's this called? Foiled Frames and Labels ephemera pack. The gems, which here they are. The Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. So it's Strawberry Slush, Pretty in Pink, and then you get clear ones. And then they will also get the card kits to make 2 each of the cards. So that's all for $46. And then they have the option of adding on the bundle. And here it is. This is the Impressions Abloom. I love this set. So you get all of these stamps. And I'm actually using every single stamp in Club. Not on this one card, but in Club I will be using all of them. And really, I think I'm using I'm using all the dies too. So they're going to get to see how they all work. So this is they will pay, if they want to pay, do this as an optional add-on, is $48.50, and they only pay the price of the bundle. I pay the shipping and tax for them, so that's a savings of 18%. So it's 11% shipping, and then Indiana's sales tax is 7% because it comes to me. So that will save them 18% if they're club members. So this is a perk of being a club member. But like I said, this is optional. They can always substitute with something else. And if they already own this, then they can just use the one they already own. But $48.50, and then they have to let me know by the 15th of the month. So May 15th is the last day to subscribe. So if you do want to get in on this, make sure you subscribe by May 15th. If you subscribe after that, then you'll get the next month's kit. But that's also the deadline for my club members to let me know that they want the add-on bundle. And also have some other little add-ons like an envelope add-on and things like that. And you can find out more about that once you sign up. So I hope you're interested. I would love to have you join. I think I've told you everything. Sometimes I forget. And if I did, just look down that video description, and there is a button. This will have a link to a bunch of different links. Click on it. I think I'll go ahead and put the Monthly Online Card Club page on there too. Just click on that Monthly Online Card Club page link, and that will give you all the information. And while you're there, if you decide you want to subscribe, there's a subscribe button. Once you're subscribed, and if you want to get the add-on, just scroll down a little farther and you'll find the add-on registration form. You can fill that out. And if you have any questions, just comment below, or you can contact me, and there's a contact me link in that video description. Okay, so that is how my club works. I do want to show you the cards that we're making this month. Here is one. I got to really make a lot of different color combos with these cards with that paper. So here's this one. They're also going to make this one. Now this one actually ended up not using the dies. This is the only one I didn't use the dies. And I didn't use the ephemera pack. But this was the only card I didn't use that either. But this is the one I'm using that masking tape with. Then they're going to make this one. I love that there are dies that make just the flowers. And I did some little adding of some ink to make them look a little more special. And last but not least, here is the first card that I'm getting ready to make right now. So if you, so those of you that are in my club, get ready, get your stuff together, and we'll make this card. You go to your PDF and go to your email. Well, first go to your email that I sent you. Click on the PDF, go to card number 1, get all your supplies together, and come make this card with me. Those of you that aren't club, just sit back and watch, and hope you enjoy the video, and you'll get to see how the exclusive club videos works. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, now that you have all your supplies together, let's get the bundle out. And the stamps that you're going to need, you're going to need both of these, and both of these. So all the 6 flower stamps. You're also going to need all the flower center ones. So these 2 and these 2 right here. And then we're going to use thanks and so very much. So those are all the stamps. Then with the dies, you're going to need this one. Normally you would have needed this one because we're going to have this piece. I went ahead, I broke my rule. Normally I don't die cut using the bundle, but this time I wanted this embossed. If I embossed it and then you die cut it later, it would have smashed and just not looked right. All this nice embossing wouldn't have been as good for you. So I went ahead and die cut these. That's the one I die cut it with. And then I embossed it with the brand new folder. And this is part of the Floral Impressions suite. It's called Pressed Flowers. So it's actually, the image is this way. So that is how I did that. So, but I already did this in your pack, so that is ready to go. I wanted to explain how that was done. So that was die cut first, and then I embossed them. And then the other dies we need the 3 for the flowers. And then, just to save time, I'm going to use, there are 4 leaf stamps. These 2 are the mirror images of each other. Grab both of those. And then these 2 together make leaves that are the mirror images of each other. So grab those 2. And last but not least, so you can tell there are 2 of these. We only need 1. So grab this one here. And those are all the dies and the stamps we need from the bundle. Okay, now it's time to cut our DSP. So I've got this out. And the one you want to get is this one right here. So grab one of these sheets. And we need a 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. So what you're going to do, let's line this up at 1 3/4 inches. And cut. And then we need one that's 5 1/4 inches. So there's 5 1/4. And then if you want to get the one made for your second card, do another 5 1/4 inch piece out of this. In my video, I'm just going to be doing one since I'm just making one card. So that's all the DSP we need to cut out. Now I want you to get your ephemera pack out. And the one that we want is, let's see, nothing here. I'm going to go through, it's going to be one of the smaller ones is what we need. And it's this one right here. Now the reason this is called frames, labels and frames, there's the label. There's even a frame right here. If you just want the gold, it'll pop out. But we're just wanting the label this time. So that is all we need to get together. So let's go ahead and start making the card. Okay, let's get some stamping done. This is a photopolymer stamp set, so I've got my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath my grid paper. This is needed some kind of cushioning underneath for to have the right foundation for photopolymer stamps. So in your kit, I want you to grab your half sheet. This is 8.5 by 5.5 inch piece of basic white, and we're going to stamp all those flowers. Let's go ahead and start with the big one. This is Peach Pie. So grab the 2 of the biggest flower. And the trick with these, you see how this one is kind of narrow and sticking out? That's all by itself. The rest of them are a little shorter and a little fatter, actually. Then you look on here, there's one that's thin like that. So what I do, I just look for that long, it's longer and it's thinner, and that's how I line this up. It makes it a little bit easier. And when you do two-step, you always want to do the darker stamp first. It helps when you put the second one on to have it, the darker one stamped down first. So I'm going to use my Peach Pie ink pad. I'm going to put this down. I see there is my long petal. So stamp, always hold it down a few seconds so that ink soaks in really good. Now I'm going to grab this one, ink it up with the Peach Pie. I want a lighter version, so I'm going to stamp off. There is that petal that's sticking out, and I know that one's down here. Now I can just line these up like so. And you see how, I'm going to stop for a second. Notice how I can see through the light ink that's on the stamp because the darker version is on the paper, and that helps me line up a lot easier. Hold that down a few seconds. There we go. So it's all colored in. So that's what we need for that one. We'll do the flower center here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and close that up. Now we need Strawberry Slush. I'm so glad this color came back. I can't remember what year we had this as an end color. 2 years, actually. But I'm going, once again, I'm going to grab the detailed one because this is the darker one. And I don't know if you can tell. There is one you can actually tell better in this one. There are 2 petals that are really far apart. All the others are kind of closer together. Let me angle that better. So you want to find the one where they're kind of farther apart. And that there's a bigger gap here than the rest of them. So I know that's the way this goes. And when I put them on the stamp too, this one's on the right. I made sure it was on the right over here too. It just made it easier for me to find it. So I'm going to stamp this with Strawberry Slush. Then I'll stamp this one, or ink it up, I mean. Stamp off. Line these up like so. Come down. That one is ready. Done with Strawberry Slush. Now I need to do the small flower, so I'm going to do the 2 with my Misty Moonlight. Once again, do the dark one first. And if you look at these petals here, this one is kind of just got 2 little valleys. These are more like more pronounced. This is almost straight except for those 2 little valleys right there. So I find the one, oops, just got some ink on my fingers. Let's see, the one that's flatter on here is this one right here. So I'm going to put it down. I do believe it's that one. Let me stamp it first. Sometimes it's easier to stamp. Boy, I've got to clean that off. Yes, that one is the fatter one. So I'm going to ink this up. Stamp off. There's my flat one, so I know it's going to line up with this one. Like so. That looks pretty good. There we go. Now that is ready. Okay, now we've got one more thing to stamp. So let's put this to the side. I'm going to clean my finger off real quick. Get my little chamois. Oh, I got a lot of ink on me. Does that ever happen to you? Ugh. Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm going to grab the label that came from that ephemera pack. And I'm going to grab my Misty Moonlight again. I'm going to grab the thanks stamp and the so very much. So let's get this Misty Moonlight, see if I can do it without getting a bunch of ink on me this time. I'm going to do the thanks up in the upper left corner. Okay. Then the so very much. You can do it another color if you want to, but I kind of like to mean the same color this time. There we go. And now that's ready. We've got a little more stamping to do on the inside of the cards. Let's get all the stamping done, then we'll do some die cutting. I'm going to grab this piece. This is a 4 by 5¼ inch piece of basic white. And by the way, I think I said this earlier, for those of you that don't know about Club, there is the PDF that gives them all the sizes, so they don't have to write any of this stuff down. They get that in their PDF. So I'm going to grab these flowers with the strawberry slush. I see my little petals here that are farther away. And bring this up a little bit. Put this kind of in the middle. And then do one on each side. One there. So I'm just making a nice little flower border right there. Now I'm going to do this one. I've got a little hair on that one. Stamp off. Line these up. Stamp off. And stamp off. Okay. Now I've got that gap there. You could also rotate it a little bit. That way you've got a petal right here. But I still think it looks fine, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. Now we've got flower centers on the other piece. I totally forgot. Grab your pecan pie. And grab your darling duckling. This is a new in color. First off, let's do, these are the smaller circles, so I'm going to grab the small circles. There's one that's got more detail. This is flat. So this one is going to be just stamping it with the darling duckling. So I'm doing the centers on all of these. Then, to make it so we can still see that detail, stamp off the bold circle, and that's just going to color in the little white spaces. Now you could just stamp with this and it looks just as good, but I kind of liked having those colored in just a little bit. So let's grab this one again, because I totally forgot to do that a minute ago. So we're going to do that again. These two take the small circle. So let's do the detail one first. Okay. Then stamp off and stamp off. Okay. Done with the darling duckling. My pecan pie, I decided I want to have a pecan pie because I was afraid the peach and the yellow just would have kind of washed each other out. So that's why I'm going to go with the pecan pie. This is the one that's a little more detailed. This is the bigger flower center circle. There we go. You could keep it that way, but I don't like that white there, so I'm going to stamp off. This will color it in a little bit. There we go. So that is all the stamping we need to do. So let's get the die cutting machine out. Okay, to get this ready for die cutting, we need our base plate, or base platform number 1, die plate number 2, and a center cutter plate number 3. I'm going to grab that half sheet with the flowers. Once again, I'm going to look at this, find there's a bigger gap on that one, so I think that's the one that lines up here. And it does. So just make sure that flower fills in that opening in the die. There we go. I have to get the right angle. I've got my microphone in the way as usual, and the camera. Let's see. Let's grab this one. Let's find the petal that's skinny and narrow. I mean, sticking out, I mean. And that's this one. Now they line up. Once again, get that all filled in. Now this flower is a little bigger, so I think I'm going to use 2 pieces of my Post-it tape. If you don't have Post-it tape, use this adhesive part as Post-it notes. Now we'll look at this one. Let's find the one. This is the petal that's a little flatter. So that is lined up with this flatter one. Put that in. At least you have a 25% chance. You can just, if you don't line it up, just turn it a little bit until until they line up for you. It's not that hard since there are only 4 petals to worry about. Ooh, that one moved a little bit. There we go. Now I'm going to grab another standard cutting plate to put on top. Pull this out a little bit. There we go. Run this through. And we're going to have 3 pretty flowers. And as you can tell with the half sheet, they're going to have plenty. You guys have plenty of cardstock to make your second card. And you'll have extra with for other cards. So that one is done. This one is done. And this one right here. Get this out of the way. We still have a little more die cutting to do. I want you to grab a piece of garden green. It's 3 by 3. And this little piece of strawberry slush. It's 2 by 1. This is going to be enough for both of your cards, but I'm only going to do one set, like I've said before, since I'm just making one card. So there is one, and there's one. Those are the ones that have the openings, so those have little things to put inside. This one has a little hump on the right side. So does this one. So I know that's one that goes in this one. So I'm just going to, let me get that one out of the way. If it's not perfectly centered in there, that is okay. Put that on. And then let's see, how am I going to do this? You know what? Let's move that tape over because it's kind of in the way. So get this centered again. There we go. Then I think I'm going to do that on an end. Let's grab, you'll understand why here in a minute, because I'm trying to make it so we still have plenty of room. This is a leaf that you don't have to put a center in. Here's the other leaf. I've got too many dies in my dish. There we go. And now the one that takes the 2, has 2 parts to it. I'm going to put this one on the end. Find the center one. There it is. Put it in, and now the tape can go on the other side. So the tape's not in the way on any of them. So that's just how I would do it. You can do it whichever way you want to. Try and get that to move over. Oh, every time I move it, the other one moves. There we go. And I'm not going to obsess if it's not perfectly in the middle. It looks good. Because when I made my original card, it wasn't exactly in the middle. It looked fine. I'm going to grab another standard cutting plate. Oh, wait a minute. Then grab that little die that has the 3 flowers and just put that on one end. I'm not going to worry about tape with that one. Or these, just as long as they stay on the cardstock. Run this through. And now, oops, get that in my dish before it goes down my little crack in my die cutting machine. Here are the 3 flowers. Oh, that one's kind of hiding underneath there, but there are the 3 flowers. That's enough. Hold on to that for your second card. Get these out of the way, and those made these 2 leaves. And you can kind of tell that there's a little bit of a difference because the veins in the leaf on this one that had the 2 parts to the die don't go as far out as these do. But they look good together, so that's why I went ahead and just used all 4 of them for my 4 leaves, since I wanted 4 leaves. And there's that last one. So get this off of here because I already put that leaf up. And we are all die cutting. So let's put this die cutting machine away and finish the card. Okay, I want you to grab that oval that I embossed for you. It's in your kit. And I'm going to take Pretty in Pink ink and a small blending brush. I think it's a little easier on this one to use the small. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of tap off. You know what? I'm just going to use, I can definitely use this and wipe off the ink. But I think I'm going to do it this way because I can kind of see how much ink I'm taking off that way. Okay, now I'm going to lightly, I'm using a very light touch. I am only doing the flowers. And then when it starts to lighten up too much, just add a little more ink. It's okay if there are places that it's darker and places that it's lighter. I think that actually looks neat that way. But everywhere there is embossing for the flowers, that's where you want to put the Pretty in Pink ink on. So I'm almost done. That looks pretty good. You can add more ink if you want to, but I'm happy with that. Maybe put a little bit more right there. Close this up. Now I'm going to grab my Pool Party ink pad because I thought I'm going to have a little bit of sky effect on there. So this is kind of like making a background. So I'm going off the edge and then coming on. So the part that's not embossed is the part I want to do the Pool Party. And that's the nice thing, having the small blending brush, because I can get down in there and not put blue on the pink part. You have a little more control. Okay, and like I said before, I like having the different, having light areas and dark areas. There we go. So that's what that's going to look like when you're done. Put that to the side. Oh, I did forget to die cut something. I knew I was forgetting something. Let me grab that die cutting machine again. I'm like, I know I'm forgetting something. What is it? And I just couldn't think of it. In your kit, you're going to find 3 8.5 by 5.5 inch pieces. 2 of them are your card bases. This one is to cut your frame, your oval frame. So grab that one. The way you know it's the oval frame one, because they're 2 oval dies, it's the one that has the little dots in the die around there, okay? So just put this, I'll just put it down here. It really doesn't matter. I gave you plenty of cardstock. You don't need that much to do 2 frames for your cards. Now I'm going to grab another standard cutting plate to put on top. I'm going to run this through. I'll just go ahead and bring it back. I don't have to run it through twice, but since I'm on this end, it just goes a little faster that way. All right, now you will have an oval. You can keep this and use it on something else. I want the frame that's inside. Now, it looks like it's coming out. Yes, it is. If it stays inside your die, that's what these little holes are for. Just take a paper piercer and you take your pick tool and just push one of them out and the frame will come out. So now we've got this really neat frame. Now we're done die cutting, so get this out of the way. And I'm going to bring in my card base, 5.5 by 8.5 with the Misty Moonlight. Same color as the frame. I'm lining up the corners. Oh, didn't line that one up very good. There we go. Grab my bone folder. I always like to use my bone folder. It gives me a nice crease. Now I'm going to grab a piece of Pretty in Pink cardstock. It is 4 by 5.25. And I want to grab that piece that we cut out a minute ago from the Floral Impressions DSP. I'm going to turn this over. And the one nice thing, if you want to use another design for those of you in club, you can. That's why you get a half pack. You do not have to use the designs I use. That's just what I picked out. There we go. This is going to go right along the left edge. So I'm going to I'm lining up this top and this corner and then just slowly come down. I'm kind of watching this long line here that I don't see any pink. No paper hanging over, so I can go ahead and put this on the card base. So get some seal. Make sure your fold's on the left and then put this down. Okay. Now I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put some adhesive on here. And maybe even some in the middle for good measure. And I'm going to center it up and down, but it's going to be closer to the right. So a little bit like that looks pretty good. I'm kind of looking here to see if it's straight. That looks pretty good. Put this down. Now I'm going to grab this frame. It's actually, this is bigger than the opening here. Now if you want it to be the exact same, then you could die cut another white piece and keep this oval and put it in like so. But I kind of like this being, it's almost like it's on top, so it really is like a frame. It kind of sticks up a little bit. And the way I think it's the easiest to do, I'm just going to turn this over. You can tell which side looks the best. This one's a little smoother, this one's a little rougher, so I know that's the back. I'm going to grab my multi-purpose glue. And ooh, this one's coming out quick. I'm just going to put it a few places. You don't have to go all the way. Sometimes I do go all the way around. That way it doesn't pucker on me. I've got that one spot where the glue came out a little bit too much, so I'm just going to tap it off. This is a silicone craft sheet. Just take a little bit off, and that glue will dry, and I'll be able to just peel that right off. But I'd rather it was on here than on my card oozing out. So now this will just go right around this. I'm just tapping it down right now. And then once it looks good to me, that looks good. Now I'm going to push it down. You need to put pressure down because that helps the glue soak in and then it won't move on you. Okay, so now we've got that nice frame around there. Now it's time to start putting this together with with the flowers. So let's grab all of the flowers and the sentiment. I think I'm going to leave the 3 little flowers in my dish for right now because I'll put those on last. So I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. So I'm going to turn this over. And I am not going to take the paper backings off just yet. So I'm going to put one in each corner. Oops. Come back here. And you know what? I think I'm going to put one in the middle just because I don't want that caving in. All right. So this is going to go right here. Now, this flower here, I liked it underneath, like so. But then this one is going to go on here. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this one on here first. So what I'm going to do, let's see, do I like the way this looks? Going to make sure it fits in pretty good. I think I like that. So what I'm going to do, this side here, I need a dimensional where my finger's at, because the rest of this is going to be up on the part that's already popped up. So the part that does not have my finger, I'm going to put some adhesive, just regular adhesive right there. Then I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals this time, just because I just need a small one down here to keep this end raised up. So I'm going to put that one right there. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and put this down, but I'm not going to put it, hold it down. Oh, wait a minute here. It's a lot easier. I like to do with my paper piercer. As you saw, you can definitely do it with just your fingers, but I can collect them all at once and throw them away without them falling everywhere. Now I'm just going to tap this down because I want to be able to lift this up again. I have figured out sometimes I won't take the paper backing off, but if I just tap it down, then it doesn't move so much. If the paper backing's still on there, it likes to slip and slide on me. So I think it's a little easier to just tap it down a little bit, very little. Like I said, if it sticks too much, then it's going to start tearing your cardstock when you lift it up, if you need to. So I'm going to put this on, making sure my dimensional is going on the card and the adhesive is going on the label. Now this one, I'm just going to put some seal, and I'm mainly doing it in the center because I'm going to put some leaves under there. Now I decided I kind of wanted to hide this petal that's sticking out. So since this is just laying down, I just tapped it. It came right up, no problem. And I like the way that looks. I kind of want it underneath this flower just a little bit. I like that. So now I can push that down. Grab the little one, little blue one, our Misty Moonlight, mainly in the center again. And it's going to go about right there. So I'm tapping it down. Now grab two that look alike. It really doesn't matter which one. These are a little bit bigger, so I decided to use the bigger ones down here. I'm going to grab my silicone mat again. I'm going to turn these over. I'm just putting a little bit of seal on the bottom. You can do it all the way, but I'm going to just do it on the bottom because then I've got something to hold on to that's not sticky, except I think I got some sticky on there. I'm going to put this one underneath here, like so. And having that mini dimensional, I'm able to get this to slide under, and that dimensional's not in the way. I'm going to angle it a little bit more, I think. Okay, I'm going to keep those tapped down in case I want to change them. Then I'm going to get these two, do the same thing, just put a little bit of adhesive on the bottom. And because I didn't put adhesive all the way to the ends of the petals, I can lift this up a little bit, put that flower down and push it down because I like where that's at. Then I've got this one. I like that. So now I'm going to push everything down because I like where everything's at. Now I know it's on there really good. It's not going to come up. Okay. Then we have our little flowers here. You can use glue or you can use mini glue dots. I'm going to use the glue dots. And I'm going to take my paper. I can never remember where the glue dots are. Sometimes they're on this and sometimes they're on the strip. Oh, good. This one's on the strip. Let me find the first one. There it is. I'm going to put this flower right on top of, oops, it slipped on me. Hold on a minute. There we go. Now it's on the glue dot. Grab another one. That's the back side, so I'm going to turn that over. And then I'm going to put this one on here. So I'm kind of making my own little embellished strip here. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and tear that because there are no glue dots there, so I don't need that on there anymore. Okay, I'm going to lift one up. I'm going to put it about right here. I'm just tapping them down again, just laying them down actually. I'm not even tapping them. Put one there. And put one there. I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and push those down. Almost done with the card. Oh, we still need to put the inside in. So let's grab this. I'm going to turn it over. Get my adhesive on there. Not everybody does the inside of their cards, but I do, and I always make sure I include those in the card kits for my club members too. So there we go. Now we need to get the bling, and I decided to use the clear ones on this one, and I'm only going to use the small ones. So I'm going to use 3 small ones because I want to have flower centers on here. These little die cuts still look good, just like they are. I thought that's where I'm going to put the bling on this card, so I'm just putting them right there in the middle. And that's it. That is the first card for clubs. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So those of you that are in my club, go to the PDF and click on the video for the exclusive cards, and you can finish your cards. For those of you that aren't in club, if you think this looks like fun, I hope you do. We have a lot of fun every month. Just look down the video description, click on that monthly online card club link. All the information's there for joining. I went over it some at the beginning of the video, but you can read all about it there. If you have any questions, just contact me. And if you decide you want to join, make sure you do it by May 15th. If you subscribe after that, you'll get the June kit. But if you want this one, that does all the cards that I showed you at the beginning of the video, then make sure you subscribe by May 15th, 2025. Oh, and also, I forgot to tell you one thing. If you join... If you subscribe, you will also get the annual catalog. I'll send it to you if you don't have it already. If you already have it, let me know and I won't send it to you. But as a club member, as long as you're a club member, you automatically get in on my mailing for the catalogs. So you'll get a free catalog as long as you're in the annual catalog and all the mini catalogs. Whenever they come out, you will automatically get those with the first mailing. So I want to make sure you knew about that. So there's the card again. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope you'll join. See you later, guys. Bye.